Hey guys, so we'll just call the meeting to order. Moved by Alan, second by
Me?
that the meeting be open at 6:02 p.m. All in favor? Carried. And then the adoption of the agenda, so moved by
Sean?
and second by Alan. That the agenda for the Emergency Services Committee meeting for May 27th, 2025 be approved as circulated. All in favor? Carried. Any disclosure of pecuniary interests? No. And the adoption of previous minutes, so moved by. Guilty. Second by Ellen. That the minutes of the Emergency Services Committee meeting held April 28th, 2025 be adopted as circulated. All in favor? Presentations or delegations? Brings us right down to staff report. So 6A, report from the fire chief regarding recent call reports, training and community involvement.
If you're ready, I will give you my report. So the report they have before you is a synopsis of me being in position for the last 90 days. Over that time period from April 25th to May 21st, we have responded to a quota of 7 calls. We now have 16 operational volunteer members. The call of note was the one that we had on May 13th, was that structure fire at 77 Trunk Road. I called in mutual aid right away from Calvin Township. I get on my phone when we get the call, I get the number of firefighters who are responding. At that time, the initial response was only 3. So that's why I called for mutual aid right away, the location and the updates that I was getting from CAC. So I've been in conversation with CAP as soon as the call came in to see if I get any more details. And the detail that the information got was while I was on the phone with them, a neighbor had called and said now that the house itself was on fire. So I upgraded it right away to a tiered response with Calvin Township for tanker shuttling and for water supply and as well as manpower. While that was going on, I was in conversations with firefighter Jeremy Bean, who was on scene. He did call me and he did explain that there was only 3 of them on site. I explained to him that has already been dispatched and that other firefighters were on their way. I was getting in my group chat that the guys were responding, but they were coming from quite a distance. The other of note call was when we had that storm on April 29th. We had 2 simultaneous calls for wires down. We are getting more and more firefighters out for these calls now. I've noticed we're getting an average of between 7 and 10 per call. So I'm really happy to report that. I'm really glad to see that the firefighters are responding to calls no matter what time of day or the location of the call. Also during that month, we also had a fully involved tractor fire on May 12th on Trunk Road. So Trunk Road has been a bit of a hotspot for us over the last month. And the tractor fire that was on May 12th on Trunk Road was actually the former mayor's tractor. We responded to him, had a conversation with him while on scene, get some information. While the guys were fighting the fire at 77 Trunk Road, a grass fire came in a couple hours later. They did investigate. There was no substance to that call. I guess somebody maybe saw some of the smoke that was coming from Trunk Road, and when they were on Highway 17, they noticed it between Maple Road and Dubé Road, and they called in saying that there is smoke coming from the grass. I'm theorizing that it was most likely coming from the Trunk Road fire. Year to date, we've done 31 calls year to date. That is almost 50% of what we've done so far all of last year. Last year we did 68 calls. So we're almost at 50% already. We're only into the almost 5th month of the calendar year. Our regular training every Monday nights is we always go over some EMS and medical call procedures and equipment refreshers, make sure that the firefighters are up to date on the equipment, location of equipment, type of equipment we have, and the use of the equipment, how to use the equipment. Every training that we talk about PPE, thermalization, inspecting your PPE, knowing how to use it. Every Monday night, the firefighters are always testing the SCBAs, making sure that the batteries are working well, that the alarm passes are working, that there's enough air in the bottles. Also, that we do is that when we get a free moment, we do clean the hall. Santana's been the most helpful to us with that too. She does clean the hall when she's there if she sees that we're out training. For the specialized training, not the Monday that just passed, but during this report period, we were discussing on fireland wild season, like how to prepare for that wildland fire season that right now is upon us. Under my updates, council has adopted to the recommendation by myself to hiring 4 new probationary firefighters. We came into effect May 14th. May 14th. That's when their official start date was. Also, council has adopted the recommendation of by myself in hiring a new training officer. So Ben has graciously accepted the position. He is, he's basically taken the reins and he's running with it. Just the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of Monday training nights, ever since council has adopted it, he has a pretty regiment training schedule on what we're going to do, what topics we're going to cover. And he's caught the attention of the firefighters. They really look up to him and listen to him when he is talking about training, through his personal experience as well as being a full-time firefighter in North Bay. Also, you'll see in the we had 2 firefighters go to Powassan on May 10th to complete the firefighter 1 testing, written and practical. I'm just waiting for the results. I honestly don't know when I'm going to get those results, but the feedback I got from the 2 firefighters is they were very pleased with it and they felt very confident in the written and the practical testing. And they were done early enough in the day, whereas one of them was able to come back and help during the Lions poker run on that Saturday as well. Also included in the packages, the facial hair policy that came into effect yesterday during the training session. I did bring it up to the firefighters. I explained to them the facial hair policy and how it's going to work. And I explained to them that if they choose not to shave or they have hair during the jawline or anywhere it can impede a seal, that is their decision. However, under no circumstances would they be entering the hot zone. I did explain to him as well that decision may be handcuffing us depending on the call. Because if we get 7 firefighters come out for a structure fire, but 3 of them have facial hair, well, I only got 4 now that can actually work in the hot zone. So I did talk to the firefighters about the importance of being clean shaven. I also explained to them too that our call volume, if we're at a couple of hundred calls a year, I'd be more stringent on this policy, but because it's a policy, it is up to them if they want to follow it, but it will be enforced by the officers and by myself. So I did explain to the firefighters that they just have to keep that in mind that, we get called anytime, day or night, for any kind of emergency that may be in a hazardous environment where we have to wear SCBA. And if you are not clean shaven, you will not be wearing SCBA. You'll be regulated to the code zone. And that means you could be a pump operator, or it can be cleaning equipment or getting equipment, but you will not, under any circumstances, be entering the hot zone. For the fire prevention, firefighter Strood is always ongoing during any incident call. He's always talking to the homeowner, depending on the call, the importance of having working smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. He is looking at building some more new stuff for the 2025 calendar of events. So we do have an event with the credit union coming up in June 7th, the Saturday. So the firefighters will be there. And also, I've explained to the firefighters now that a couple of residents in the town are doing special events, and they're going to email me the date and number of guests that they will have at the event. So that way I can ensure that we have an adequate response of personnel to any kind of emergency that may come up when they're having their special event. The FPO training is always underway. So every Monday night, Matt and I are having a conversation on anything new that's coming down the pipeline for the fire prevention officers. And the fire CO admin alarm inspection is always on progress. Every call we go to, if we go to a residence, once the call has subsided, Then we talked to the residents about the importance of having working smoke and seal alarms, the number, the type, what you can do. If you have any questions, to reach out to us. And during this report period, there was no new community events, but there will be for next month's report. We have a couple already that are in the progress, and we have a community day coming up as well for the next report. And the firefighters now have already reserved a dunk tank and snow cone machine. And also they're going to do a car wash as well. So the guys are really getting back into the community spirit, giving back to the community. A lot of them are engaged. A lot of them, want to do it. So it really makes me proud of the firefighters that want to take this step and want to be interactive within the community.
What date was that, Sean? Sorry.
So the credit union one is June 7th, the Saturday.
Okay, yeah.
And I believe that's the same one as I'll have to look at my notes. I think that's the same one as the community day as well.
Okay.
Yeah, historically, Sean, it's been the same day. The case started it as like a community garage sale.
Garage sale, yeah.
And then it's just
Okay.
ballooned into a bigger event. So usually the fire hall does their car wash and everything on the same day as that. Okay.
And that is my report for the month.
Are there many firefighters with facial hair?
Right now I have I've got a new person that just showed up last night, and he's very interested in joining. He has a full beard, and
Did
he's
you let me
explained
the policy?
well, that's what I mean when I was explaining the policy to everybody that night.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'll be a grunt, I'll be the pump operator, I'll do whatever it is. He goes, but if I shave, he goes, I look like a 12-year-old. I'm like, fair enough.
This soul patch looks good, right? You're allowed to have that little soul patch.
Well, and that's why I showed him like the document I included in the package.
Yeah.
It's colored and it shows what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. And I said to the firefighters, that policy will be in the radio room for access for anybody to read. And if they have any questions, to reach out to me. So, but most of the guys now are showing up. They're clean shaven.
Yeah.
Great. Sean, just for people watching at home, I think this is the second or maybe even third meeting in a row that you've been online, which is great. But for people watching at home, you're still in attendance at the training sessions on the Monday night and still actively involved in person.
That's
Just
correct. Yes.
to clarify for people in case they were, jumping to conclusions that you weren't around as much, but we know that is not the case, but I thought that was valuable to bring up. Okay, so 7 items for committee discussion. 7A, receive and review the facial hair policy provided by the fire chief. I've reread it. I don't think we need to actually go through it.
No, it's excellent. Yeah.
Ron
I mean, it's
spoke to it as
yeah.
well, so
pretty boilerplate stuff, and I'm sure you've checked with other fire departments. This is pretty standard, very standard.
It is, yes.
Thank you. We've been asking for this for some time now. So this is good that lots of movement here, so that's great. Thank you.
And this was actually brought in from a community member that was actually watching our meeting.
Yeah.
So it every once in a while, as counselors, you will get messages from people in the community asking certain questions, and it was just honestly something that I had never even thought about. That made perfect sense and brought it back, and it's taken some time to put forward. So that's great. Any resolutions to be considered for council recommendation? No correspondence?
Well, do we have an EM update? No?
No, we're
Okay.
business as usual.
So I think what might be interesting is what you said earlier, Sean, about the data from Trunk Road and the hotspot. I think that might be interesting for you, Alan, when we start.
Well, we have started.
Oh, good.
populating.
Okay.
We're just about up to date, probably 5 or 6 events that haven't been logged into the GIS system. So we'll start to see those trends.
Yeah, and I think it is very helpful. It's helpful when we do our HIRA as well, because what we have to deal with drives the HIRA, right? And then it drives where we want to put our resources and our training and, you know, where we're deficient. So, yeah, things are looking up.
Actually, Sean, sorry, if I can just jump back to the community involvement as well. You guys are
Sure.
prepared for Canada Day as well? That's on
Yes,
your.
we are. Yeah,
Yeah, for,
Yep.
and do you have enough people for the fireworks?
I do. Yes. Yep.
Great. That's awesome. Okay, so no correspondence, no closed session. So move by Donna, seconded by Sean. That this meeting be adjourned at 6:17 PM. Sorry for keeping you so late, Sean. All in favor? Carried. Great. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Ben.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night.